Welcome, everyone, and thank you all for joining us for this afternoon to address the importance of literacy and the arts in our city. It's kind of fitting that it's taking place right after the Grammys last night. Last year, this administration demonstrated its commitment to music by establishing the Houston Music Advisory Board and launching the Houston Music Directory to support our local musicians and the music industry. This work has been led by our music officer, Gracie Chavez. Today, we are announcing a partnership with literacy programs, Reading with a Rapper, to continue that work in the music space, but also to keep our ongoing commitment to literacy. Quite frankly, they celebrated 50 years of hip-hop, last night. The Reading with a Rapper program, also known as, is that RW Rewar? RW. With that. All right. Use it. I should have known that coming from the fofo. Uses hip-hop music and local musicians to teach students reading and writing skills in an interactive classroom environment. We all know that music is a powerful tool that can help students improve their academic performance. So I believe this partnership with ARA will enhance our ability to continue making a difference in literacy through the arts. And this work is significant because low literacy affects the entire family and every area of our economy. We can make systemic changes and need organizations like this creatively impacting our youth while uplifting local musicians. And so I'm pleased to announce that the City of Houston, along with the Mayor's Office of Cultural Affairs and HTV, will help amplify these efforts through promotional and programming support for the coming year. And as we continue to work towards our goals of literacy for all, it's important that we continue to look for creative ways to best support educators, school districts, and leverage our music community. And I'm so proud to be joined today by Superintendent Millard House, Superintendent of HISD, and Dr. Mays, the Superintendent of AD. Give it up for both of these gentlemen. Piney Point Elementary and HISD and Hollop Middle School and A-Leaf ISD are two of those schools that will get to experience Reading with a Rapper this year. So now let me invite the Queen of District F, Councilmember Tiffany D. Thomas, to speak. And she is a proud, long-standing resident of A-Leaf District F and the public and former school board member of A-Leaf Independent School District. Councilmember Tiffany Thomas.
Thank you much. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you to everyone that's joining us. You're right. We all watched last night to witness the 50th anniversary of hip-hop in the culture and how far we've come. So it's only befitting that we are doing this. I promise I cannot rap and will not accept any challenge to rap, but I am excited about this very dynamic and live partnership that incorporates learning and music. Personally, literacy has been very important to me. I remember reading Anne of Green Gables and getting lost into that series, and that was the beginning of my relationship with reading and literacy and learning. But also with that, as a council member, I made sure that adult literacy was also addressed, and in partnership with the Mayor's Office of Adult Literacy, we had funded a program in the past which continues to yield tremendous amount of results. But oftentimes, city government is asked, what do we do with schools and how do we get to partner and what's the collaboration and why does it matter? And today is just another example of the many efforts Mayor Turner has initiated. So I want to appreciate you and acknowledge for your vision for including young people in your vision for the city of Houston. I think it's really important that we prepare our young people in K through 12 to compete in the classroom and in their careers. And so since September 2022, when I saw Jaron at another event, I said, hey, we have to get Reading with the Rapper to the West Side. And so my staff has worked diligently since fall 22 to make sure that we execute. So I want to thank you, Jaron and Jordan, for your work particularly naming Piney Point as the flagship, which I think is important. So $30,000 of the contribution is coming from Council District Service Funds to do that. Since we are in Black History Month, it's important to know that Piney Point is actually a resettlement of free slaves and was resettled in 1865. I don't know if you knew that. Resettled in 1865, and the first school was built in 1917. That land was donated to HISD, thus Piney Point Elementary. So you'll literally be doing that work on the lands that free slaves created because they wanted their families and their legacies to have access to education. So I'm excited about that. Again, Mayor Turner, thank you. Thank you for your vision. I'm sure you received a bunch of criticism when they were like, reading with a rapper, why would we do that in schools? But it's definitely yielding results. And there's not a TV channel you cannot turn on where the influence of hip hop is not on TV, not in the culture, not on mainstream television. So I want to thank you for pioneering that in the city of Houston. To both of the superintendents, I'm excited that Holub and Southwest Alief, Texas will be able to experience that, and hopefully we can model something and bring it all the way to the west side. Thank you much.
Thank you, Council Member. You notice she said Southeast Texas and not Southeast Houston, okay? Southwest. I'm sorry, Southwest. Now, let me also now bring up Jaron Small, who is working with his partners to bring Reading with a Rapper to classrooms across Texas to the podium. And Jaron has always been keenly interested in education and our kids and their future, so it's an honor to bring him now to this podium. Jaron.
So before I get started, I just really want to say thank you to the entire Reading and Rapper team and family. It's made up of actual real ELA teachers that we sat down with to create this curriculum. Douglas, behind me, my co-founder of the entire organization, we started this 10 years ago, and the mission was to simply just to help our community because we were those actual kids. So to be able to stand here today to do this is a full circle moment for us. So within that, Reading and Rapper has been here since 2018. Since then, we've impacted about 100,000 students between Houston, New Orleans, Kansas, LA, North Carolina, and so many more cities. But Houston's our home, and this is where we grew up at. So it's really important for us to make sure that the cornerstone of education for the future starts in this city. Mayor Turner, I think you realized historically we were here for Black History Month 2 years ago when we had Meek Mill here, and we almost got you to freestyle.
That's right.
It was real close. And hopefully, I was trying to see today if we can maybe make it happen, but I know that might not. But I just want you to know the significance of you opening your doors 2 years ago when you knew that you couldn't really get involved as much as you could, but you still gave us a chance and an opportunity to really showcase what we really want to do. So thank you so much. From there, the schools that we'll be benefiting on top of Piney Point and Holub, which would be Fleming Middle School and Fifth Ward, Cullen Middle School, Kelso Elementary, Madison High School, McGowan Elementary. So we're really being intentional about where we're taking this and going to underserved areas on purpose to bring representation, not just for Black and brown kids, but for Black and brown teachers, right? Within our program this year, we have a lot of actual adaptations to that. So we'll be bringing in financial literacy coaches for the actual teachers in itself. We'll be having mental health pathway programs for the students in itself too, so we can track and see what they're doing bi-weekly to how we can really get to the root of actual issues. Our good friends at Hemis and Foundation 99 are really helping us do that, and so bringing strategic partnership from the public and private sector with community is super important for us. So we're really excited about really coming in and renovating classrooms, putting music therapy spaces in schools, and actually putting actual renovated teacher lounges too, because at the end of the day, these are our two most optimal groups of people. At the end of the day, Mayor Turner, council member, all the superintendents here, y'all had teachers at some point. So for them not to be recognized at the highest level, we just thought just needs to be resurfaced. So we are ready to bring culture to the classroom. And this partnership with MOCA, producing curriculum-based content, is going to be really important for the future because it's their frequency, how they take in information. So we want to accelerate how they learn so we can really reimagine what the education to career pathway model will be for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years. So I'll bring up Mr. Irvin. Oh, one more? No, okay. I thought I was the mayor for the time.
Hey, that's okay. But I do want to make a few acknowledgments, and that is Nicole Irvin, the director of the Mayor's Office of Cultural Affairs, who's very instrumental in this program, and then Olivera Yankoska, who's over the Mayor's Office of Money Education, and we were just here a few weeks ago with Superintendent for the Higher Houston Youth Program. Both superintendents, quite frankly, were here. And then the person who chairs the Subcommittee on Education and our children, and that's Councilmember Carlos Cisneros, who's here. And ironically, I was just with her Friday afternoon at 5 o'clock, where the focus was on kids and their art. And so that was very instrumental. And now to be standing with these two superintendents. So let me call on Superintendent Millard House of the Houston Independent School District.
Thank you, Mayor, and good afternoon. You know, this is an opportunity for so many kids to be engaged. And when we think about literacy and we think about hip hop, Reading with a Rapper is an opportunity from a cultural standpoint for us to really stand on some different shoulders. I don't know if there's another superintendent in the country that has a hip hop or just a collection like I do. As a student that grew up with dyslexia, it was music for me that really made the connections. So this is exciting to see this move forward and happen. I'd like to start off by just thanking Mayor for his continuous support of not only the school district, also Council Member Tiffany Thomas for supporting the initiative and prioritizing literacy for our students. If our students can't read, it's very difficult for them to be able to be productive citizens. So this is another step in the direction that we know is extremely important for our students. We're excited to, of course, continue this partnership with Reading with a Rapper by expanding, as you heard, to Piney Point Elementary. I applaud the creativity in this campaign as the Reading with a Rapper program strives to teach reading and writing to kids utilizing that music that I talked about earlier. They're already familiar with it, so it's important that we utilize that familiarity and utilize it for the way into their lives and their hearts to promote literacy. We appreciate this unique partnership and the commitment to strengthen the academic outcomes for all or as many students in HISD, ALEAF as possible. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I do want to note that these colors that they got on, this black and gold, that's befitting of Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. So I did want to note that. I mean, it's just in Black History Month, it just kind of stands out at you. And then all of the individuals associated with my adult literacy, Farika, everybody raise your hand because I want to thank this team. We're the only the Mayor's Office of Adult Literacy in the country. So I certainly want to acknowledge all of them. Now let me bring on the director of HTV, Director Ted Irvin, who also happens to be your fraternity brother. For all the nukes that may be in the house or the amigos that may be in the house, I just want to, we appreciate them in Black History Month as well.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Before I actually began to spit, and flow, those that don't know rap, spit means to kind of flow rap. We actually have a video that we want to show first.
Kids of America are struggling with illiteracy. System isn't listening, they're getting thrown out literally. Minor incidents, but they're treated like degenerates. The school-to-prison pipeline is teaching them delinquency. These students want to learn, but they're losing time in class, falling way behind, making it so tough to pass. Dropping out of school by the thousands way too fast. 7,000 kids a day are falling through the cracks. 8 out of 10 in the school system cannot read or write. Due to suspension, they end up in juvie detention, where there is no one who wants to go teach them. This is a symptom of a bigger problem, but don't you worry. That's where we come in. Reading with a Rapper, we intend to mend the education of students in prison. That way, someday when they get out, they can find their way forward with no fear or doubt. Find themselves a job, a career that pays. Reading, writing like a boss. That is what we are about.
And I'll just echo the mayor's sentiments and just thank everyone, especially Nicole. Thank you, and Jaron for bringing us aboard, council members, Superintendent House, and Mays. At HTV, we are part of a family of TV stations owned by the city of Houston. And I'd like to send a shout out to our sister station that is participating, HISD TV. And so it's important for us as a PEG, Public Education and Government channel, to have an impact on the community. And I'm really thankful, our team is thankful that we could be a part of this partnership to work with you, Jaron and your team, and Nicole and Jen Koska and council members. So, and Mayor, really appreciate your support this program. And Jaron is a special guy, been knowing him for a long time, he and his team, and we look forward to pushing this out.
Thanks so very much. And I would tell you, Dr. Mays, I would just be remiss to have another superintendent from one of our major school districts without you at least coming in saying hello this morning. So Dr. Mays from the Alief Independent School District.
So hello, and thank you, Mayor Turner, for inviting me to the podium. I've had a chance to visit with Jaron and his team as they've attended our schools, NCAA challenges. So just watching the excitement of our students, and for me, like you say, having a fondness for literacy, I just think it's important that we connect students with opportunities to read and grow as often as we can, and especially if we can do it through hip-hop. Again, I have a natural affection for reading, but for students that don't, I think hip-hop is definitely the avenue to get them there. So thank you for the partnership.
Thanks. Jaron?
I'd be remiss if we didn't actually talk about partnering with the arts, right? So when we came to MOCA, it was really important for us to be intentional. So working with independent artists in Houston and giving them an actual infrastructure to be who they want to be and not sacrifice what they want to say, how they want to say it, and still achieve commercial success, I think it's something that we're really excited about doing. So within that, Buddy Rowe, to the left of me, he's going to be the first artist that's going to actually be studied school-wide, and his album is actually going to be a curriculum. The album is called Lost and Found. Yes. His album will come out March 31st, and he's going to be doing some really exciting things I can't mention at this time yet, but just know that we're coming together, private, public, and community, to really give an actual infrastructure for our artists here in the city of Houston. So he's going to be the first, but not the last, till he kicked this off for us. So I'm just really wanted to mention that because this is super important when you think about how certain artists are being, convicted for their lyrics, or they can't really have freedom of speech, and you have an artist that actually wants to be a part of the change. And so within that, that's going to help us launch our 5-year campaign to call Turn Texas Yellow to bring awareness to low literacy in the state of Texas. So thank you guys so much for everything.
Thanks, Sharon. The bottom line is that we want to reach students where they are, okay? And you got to find many, many ways of gaining students' interest. It's not that they cannot learn. It's just how to get them to learn, how to teach them. And I just believe if you can teach them, they will learn. It's not that they're not smart. You just got to learn how to open the door, okay? And it's not that they don't want to read. You just got to find ways to assist them in reading. And so you got to meet them where they are. So having said all of that, I think we're going to pause. We're going to take a few pictures so we can highlight this black and gold and let it flow.